shower, smelled her good, so she bought a brand new whip. Mayday, mayday, call the lady, it's time for a road trip. L-O-R-I. She makes all the boys cry. L-O-R-I. Another day, another guy. It's a big, big story of little Lori, a little sensation on a big vacation. It's a big, big story of little Lori. She causes commotion wherever she's going. In June she got discovered, by July she was a star. In August got arrested drinking vodka in her car. September through November got locked up in county jail. December rolled around, she headed home with a new tale. L-O-R-I. She's drinking all the bars dry. L-O-R-I. She's breaking all the rules tonight. It's a big, big story of little Lori, a little sensation on a big vacation. It's a big, big story of little Lori. She causes commotion wherever she's going. She's a little too selective, 'cause she's been a little bit neglected. She's a little bit too stunning. She's a little bit too cunning. It's a big, big story of little Lori, a little sensation on a big vacation. It's a big, big story of little Lori. She causes commotion wherever she's going. It's a big, big story of little Lori, a little sensation on a big vacation. It's a big, big story of little Lori. She causes commotion wherever she's going.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is MakerPark Radio. You're listening to Electrosteam Radio Show. My name is Ed Ka. We are in the studio on Staten Island. Today is October 5th, 2018. The time is 2:06 p.m. in New York. Today's show is promising to be engaging and lots of fun, as we're having very special guest in the studio. He is frontman of a very popular and successful Moscow-based punk rock band, Nogu Svelo. His name is Max Pokrovskiy.
Hi, gentlemen. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, here in New York City and
Everywhere around the world.
Yeah, everywhere. I need to be like brave because we are streaming. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
We are live. We are live.
We are alive.
Live and alive.
Yeah.
So, Max, just for our American audience, Max is an extraordinary musician, composer, actor, showman, and performer. You never know when you and what you can to expect from this person when he will come up with new crazy idea or a new song that he will compose. What new character he will appear on stage before the public. Will this be a well-dressed man singing along with fully fledged military marching band, symphonic orchestra, or just in his shorts like he is today as a hipster playing his bass guitar?
Yeah, I have no my bass with me. Yeah, but yeah, it's right. It's good to hear about about myself. Those words. Yeah.
Yeah.
With our band, because finally we established a band here. We are based here in North America, actually in New York City. So we have a band now. I have a band. We actually.
Yes, Max, and we will talk about you as a character, as a persona, and as a performer through the show. And we will talk about your solo career as well later on. As you know, you being as a part of this energetic punk rock band, which is called Nogu Svelo, but in English.
Yeah,
in English, I know you want to do direct translation, which would be cramp in the leg,
or cramped leg, or maybe like F. Can we say F word? Like or F word. I have a cramp in my leg. I know you know a better translation, which is Charlie.
Well, the slang or like more appropriate translation would be Charlie Horse.
Charlie Horse, yes,
Yeah.
I know about that, but it's kind of a little bit country sounding thing.
Yeah.
So when we were thinking about the name here in the States, North America in English, so Charlie Horse was an option, but we decided not to use this option because it sounds like a little bit like, country traditional Charlie and horse. I know what it is, but it's still Nogu Svelo.
All right, and let's listen to the next track. The first track we played is called...
It is called A Big Story of Little Lori. It was produced a couple years ago with Sean Gould. It's a very, very amazing producer. He's originally from New York City. Now he lives and works living and working at a period of time in Los Angeles. So that was Lori.
Awesome. The next song we're going to play is called Moscow Romance.
Romance is
Извините, пожалуйста, вам поможите, люди добрые, сами мы не местные, голодаем и скитаемся. Приехали на лечение, украли все документы на вокзалах. Пожалуйста, вам не хватает разместиться. На перроне дедушка лежит с рахитом и плоскостопием. Извините, что мы к вам за поможением обращаемся. Не прогневайтесь, дорогой народ Часева. Извините за это обращение. Здоровья вам и счастья. Поможете, просим. Ваша земля, ваша семья. Поможите, чем сумеете.
We are listening to MakerPark Radio, Electrosteam Radio Show. Ed Ka on the microphone. At the moment, we're listening to the band Nogu Svelo from Moscow, Russian-based, Moscow-based band. And we have in the studio the frontman of the band, Max Pokrovskiy. He is with us in the studio. Just some background about the band itself. The group Nogu Svelo was put together with drummer Anton Yamolsky. Did I pronounce?
I don't mind. It's always difficult to pronounce.
Yes, his last name is sounds like a Polish name. So the band was put together back in 1988. At the beginning, the band Nogu Svelo was a member of Moscow Rock's Laboratory.
Laboratory. It's like lab.
Yeah, Moscow, like a rock, what is it?
Yeah, it's called Rock Lab. There were multiple rock clubs, like St. Petersburg Rock Club, Moscow Rock Laboratory, just another word, like Sverdlovsk, which is Yekaterinburg now, Rock Club. It's just rock clubs. They were controlled by Komsomol and KGB.
Controlled.
Controlled.
How come?
Wow.
No, not controlled. Supervised, like observed, whatever. but it was still a progressive, very, very progressive movement. That was like pre-perestroika period of time.
So it was like 89, 88, 89?
Yeah, 88
right.
now. We started actually at Israel. We started officially in 1989 and very, very end of 1988.
And how did you even find that laboratory? Was it like a group of people who decided like let's...
It was very, very easy to find because it was existing. It was everyone knew about it, and independent bands. And this rock laboratory thing was a kind of very, very progressive, as I say, and very, very Americanized thing. I don't know a lot about this movement, Maximum Rock and Roll, here in the United States, but it was a kind of punk rock, independent rock movement. They were in close touch with Maximum Rock and Roll. So what else is saying is beautiful. It's a beautiful part of our history. And now we are doing a YouTube project which is called 30 by 30 about our history. 30 weeks of our history. Every week is in our episode, so you can check Nogu Svelo YouTube channel. And we were talking about that in certain episodes a lot about this part of our history.
That's cool. Yeah. Something else. I did some research on your band, and people saying that the first 2 albums that you released with the band Nogu Svelo are hard to find even in Russia. Why is that?
If we mean CDs or LP, unfortunately we don't have LPs because we don't have time. It's very funny, but I'm not joking. We have no time just to pay some attention to LP. So we have one like not modern thing, like because now it's very, very, like progressive thing, contemporary thing. But we have an original like 1981. We produced an LP.
1991.
Yes, and it's just very difficult to find, physical copies. Because who takes care? Who does take care? Nobody. So it's very easy to find.
Did you have a distribution? Did you sign?
We did. We were working with some major Russian major labels.
But there was only one, as far as I remember, wasn't it? Like Melody. It's called Melody.
No. Melody. It was like a very, very Russian original thing, and we did nothing to do. We had nothing to do with them. There were multiple labels then. One of them is called Soyuz, which is Union.
Right.
We have multiple albums with Soyuz. Just a couple of years ago, we decided to be ourselves.
So you decided to be independent.
Nowadays, I'm a major label. What major label can compare with us doing our things?
Exactly. All right, let's move on. Let's play the next song, and we want to just give our audience some ideas about spectrum of music that you have done in the past. And
the next is Harumamburo.
It's true. It's true.
Please don't try to translate this song. It's gibberish. But
just hold off. Let's listen to
all
the
right,
song
all right.
and come back.
I tell you something after we play it. Okay.
Bad Remember how I remember. Remember how I remember. Remember how I remember. Remember up in my room. Remember up to powder room. Remember how I remember. Remember how I remember.
So this song is called Haru Mamburu, and the song is done in the imaginary language, which was resulted as part of phonetic experiments by Max Pokrovskiy. And Max would like to comment on the actual recording that we're playing. In his opinion, this song is not as what he was expecting to be played at this moment. Max.
No. I mean this version. So step by step, it's called Harumamburu. Harumamburu. This song is. You might be. I mean, our listeners might be very, very surprised, but this song is like real massive. I'm not. I do not allow myself to talk this way about myself. But this song is just. Everyone knows this song, and everyone was thinking that it was like foreign band, English or American, whatever band, and they were trying, and they've been trying. Even now, Russians are trying to translate this song. What the number of the room, or what is that? So there are no words. About this particular record we were playing is just a first initial record, and then when we were like winners of one very prestigious festival, it was called Generation 93, and we started to film the video. We produced a new record which is used on all the radio stations in Russia. So if you find that, I don't want to play it one more time, the same song. So it's just a very, very massive song. Sorry again for saying about myself this thing, but it's a kind of it's a paradox.
It's a pretty much classic for.
Yeah, it's classic, and it reflects it reflects its time and tendency in Moscow. People were very, very open to some experiments. Those very, very unique things they were happening in Russia. That particular period of time, and that songs we always were strange, and nowadays we are strange. We're also strange. So that was a beautiful time when people needed something new, something strange. I think like here in the United States now.
Absolutely. I mean, actually, I remember because I left to the United States in 1996, and I remember 95. And I remember that very kind of bizarre, funky, cool animation that you had for the song, and everyone was talking about it.
Yeah,
everyone.
We made 2 videos. One of them is animation. Yeah, you
that,
are
yeah.
right. You are right.
And then I think you went to represent Russia in Eurovision.
No, we were never been selected as an official band. We took part in Russian, like pre-selection.
I see.
I don't know how it's called. One of the songs was 1994, and it was Siberian Love. We probably will play the song maybe later. And another song in 1996 was Moscow Romance. We were playing that song two songs ago, but a Russian jury decided that this song will offend European, established, respected European juries. Like we were like kind of crazy.
Offend in what way? Like
it's very difficult to explain, especially here in the States, because the sense of humor of not real beggars in Moscow subway. It's a very, very important thing, and I need to be extremely careful trying to explain it here. So because different sense of humor, because different sense of
political correctness.
It's a human correctness. We were. Everyone loves this song in Russia, so it will take me hours to explain why and why nobody was offended. But Russian jury, they didn't decide not to be politically incorrect. They decided just we were like crazy guys on the stage doing some crazy stupid things. I mean on the stage, this TV studio when this contest, local contest, took place. It's a long story how to explain. So at the end of the day, we had never been selected.
Gotcha.
Well, and it's no surprise, especially after listening to the next song.
SOS in the S, SOS in your S, SOS in the S. SOS in your S, SOS up your S, SOS in the S.
SOS in the S. SOS in the S.
And that was SOS in the S. What a name, what a name.
Yes, and we recorded the song after multiple years. It was done like a couple years ago with a very famous American producer, Howard Benson, back in LA. We wrote the verses. I'm living happily in Edwardtown and squeeze my sushi ketchup out, exactly like this mental TV clown. I have to stay cool, not drop out. I have to look like him to have success. I need to drink too much to deal with the stress. SOS in the S. So it's a part of my like originally solo, but everything is on under Nogu Svelo umbrella now. Brand. So the album is called Fast Food Kids. I'll tell you later. A lot of things to do. A lot of things to talk about.
Right.
Exactly.
There's so a lot of things to talk about. And now I would like to say just a few words about some distant past of yours.
Okay.
So after high school, Max Pokrovskiy entered the Moscow Aviation Institute, intending to become an expert in aircraft test data analysis.
No.
The reason why Max have chosen this particular institute was because this institute was not that far from his house, Also, the second reason, as he stated earlier, because they had their own military department. And lastly, Max have attended a school with advanced mathematical training and computer programming. Nevertheless, Max didn't pursue his career in aviation industry. His passion was in music industry instead.
Yeah, but it's very important to say that I'm not a military guy. So I chose this institute. The second reason is right, but not because I was interested in military thing. I was not interested. That means that this military department, I needed just to learn something, to attend some kind of seminar, whatever, and just to spend 1 month in regular army instead of 2 years. So I just didn't want to spend time with this. I'm a very peaceful dude, so I wanted to make music rather than to serve. I'm happy to serve my country, but in different ways. So like very, very peaceful ways. So what
Exactly.
kind of I'm doing now?
Spread the music.
Spread the music.
Spread the
exactly.
music.
Spread
So
the music,
this is how I serve my country, and I'm actually very happy that I'm serving my country now because I represent my country. This is what I am created for.
Exactly.
That's what you are designed for.
Designed for, yeah.
This is why you were born.
I actually, yes.
Okay, so cool. Let's move on to the next song, which
is
English. It's called English Alphabet.
it's called in Russian. It's called Russian alphabet. We have an English version which is called English alphabet. So, Edviq, thank you so much for the beautiful remix. I think we will play it after.
Pleasure. Yes, we will.
So now we are playing, as Aaron said, we are playing original in Russian.
So let's hear it.
Это просто буквы алфавита.
КВД, ЛТП, ПТТ, КПСС. Я всего лишь изучаю, я внимательно читаю наш великий русский алфавит. Сочетание разных букв и родных до боли звуков мне твердить никто не запретит. Русский алфавит над землей летит.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to MakerPark Radio Electrosteam Radio Show. My name is Ed Ka. Today we are listening to music of this Moscow-based band, Russian band called Nogu Svelo, and we have in the studio the frontman of the band, Max Pokrovskiy. Along with Max, we have another person in this, another character in the studio. His name is Edviq. He is a co-host of this show, as well as a good friend of Max.
Right.
Also, Edviq and Max have been collaborating in the past. Edviq is an electronic music producer. He also remixed the same song that you just heard, which is called Alphabet. And, well, he added some of his personal feel to the music. Let's hear his version. And that was the remix of the song Alphabet by Edviq, the music producer who is sitting on my left next to Max Pokrovskiy.
I love this remix.
Thanks, man. What was your first reaction when you heard it, when I sent it to you?
You know, it's like I loved it from the first, from the day one, from the second one, and which is most important to me is maybe not in a good way. My second reaction. There is no way to play this song on Russian radio.
Yeah.
Yes, which is, but that's the reason why I love this remix even better. You know, so it's actually. I understand your question because every time I have my opinion, up to I would say 70 or 80% of my opinion formed when I have my first.
Based on first reaction.
First look, if we talk about the video, first listen, we talk about the remix or whatever mix we do, which is not done by me. So yes, I accept or not. I accepted and loved it from the day one, as I say.
Excellent. So listen, you just finished your, was it your first US tour? Like tour, like in the big sense of...
No, we had a couple of gigs a couple of years ago, and the main idea was, and I started to work on this idea during the previous tour, just to gather a band here. I started to do that, but I continue now because it's very important to me. From early ages, I was dreaming about having something here. So I brought our keyboard player for something to help me here because his sounds are unique. But the rest of guys, we are all based here in New York City. And for our listeners not to be confused, we are talking about me, like our band is a Moscow band. So I just want to clarify. I'm now based in 2 cities, and I even based more here in New York City. So we still have a band in Russia, in Moscow, but it is impossible to. All right, I am from Moscow now. I write from Moscow. Yesterday, I spent just 1 day in Moscow because we were invited to participate in one very successful, real huge TV show. We performed 2 songs there. I could not refuse that. So I did that. I flew Moscow. I performed 2 songs there with our Russian lineup, and I'm back now. So I cannot move all guys with me.
So you have like 2 teams.
Yeah, two teams. And now after this tour, we are ready to be more. This is why this particular interview is so important to me, because we are playing songs mostly, or like up to 50% in English. So we want to proceed in English here in the States.
So I went to your show a couple of weeks ago here.
Thanks for that.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was in Music Hall of Williamsburg.
Right.
And that was my first time seeing your show, seeing you live. It was amazing.
Thank you,
the
sir.
energy, the crowd. It was, there were some Russian, American, like it was international. Everyone had fun. I was, jumping, hopping around, and I had a really, really good time. And there was one particular song that I just loved.
Which one?
Benzin.
Wow, Benzin.
It's
right.
live. It sounds amazing. The very awesome bass line, and just driving and
Thank you.
And it's very interactive. It's like ta 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 ta
It's like
ta
a football thing.
Benzin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Do we need to translate this word benzin? Actually,
Benzin, it's
guess. Just guess.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Here we go.
Gasoline.
Где стоит вода, там течет бензин. Где кипит вода, там горит бензин. Он дышит мотором, волнуется в баках, машинам, тракторам. Его цвет и запах. пружин лакает наш бензин, лакает наш. Сердце бьется во мне, живет бензин. Сердце бьется во мне, поет бензин. Им можно питаться, им нужно напиться в нем, можно купаться, им нужно лечиться звенья поршнями кишки машин и дарит солнцу дым. Сжимая тысячи пружин, лакает наш бензин. Звенят поршнями кишки машин и дарит солнцу дым. Сжимая тысячи пружин, лакает наш бензин, бензин.
And that was Nogu Svelo live version called Benzene. Benzene. It's like a gasoline, basically. Gasoline.
Yeah.
It's a live version. It's a really, really good one, actually. You can hear like the entire concert hall is jumping along and singing along with you guys.
Yeah, you can totally imagine it, right?
Yeah, it's easy to imagine how it goes there. Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to say, right side, please, your time, your turn, left side, your turn, middle part, and all together, bam, bam. So yeah,
Yeah, it's you probably feel that energy from people when they dancing along with you. You feel like that.
it cures. If you need it, so it's a mutual thing. It's a mutual exchange of energy, and I know that from early days. If I'm really like very simple thing, if you're cold, sick, like you have flu or whatever, you come on stage and you do this gig, and then you are real cured.
No, it's kind of like it's all about love. Like you're giving your art to the audience, and audience gives you back.
Yeah,
love.
it's not only words. It's a real thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what you just came back from the tour? Which concert did you feel was the best one for you?
I don't know. Seattle was wonderful.
Which one?
Seattle.
Seattle.
No. I don't want to separate them. LA was beautiful. Seattle. San Francisco always loves us, and which is most important thing that we opened Canada for ourselves. We did just 2 cities, Montreal and Toronto, and it was wonderful. And then by the end of the tour, the Toronto one was the last one, and we just decided we must do that. We will be doing that. We will be extending our career as an American band, like Russian American band. We will be doing more songs in English, and maybe it's a specific thing not to lose our Russian audience and involve in like round up Americans with more songs in English with my horrible accent, but I don't pretend that I have a good accent, whatever. So the most I understand the question. The question what was the most
favorite?
For
you personally, not necessarily the biggest concert, but what was the most concert that you personally felt the best?
So sorry if I don't answer this question directly. I would say about Canada, not about Canada as like opposed to the US. I mean, Canada was the final part of our tour when we made our decision to keep this band and to go further with that. So I'm looking on that from that perspective. This is why I answer this question this way, actually.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And Did you, when you went on this tour, did you have something in mind? What do you wanna get from the tour? Why are you doing it?
It was a simple thing to keep maintain our maybe it's not the right word, our relationships with Russian audience. So the most important thing to me was a band again. So I'm telling about that again and again. So Ed, you were there. So musical Williamsburg was our first gig, but we spent up to 8 or maybe 9, I would say 7 to 8, I don't remember, 8 rehearsals. So band was extremely prepared. But from gig to gig, we became more and more like a team. Teamwork is very important. So I was thinking, I was dreaming about finishing up with a very reliable and band, like a real collective of people who are together, not like session dudes who like, yeah, okay, we will do a couple of gigs, then we'll break up. No, this is a band. And 2 days ago, actually 3 days ago, I was sitting in the cabin of the aircraft ready to take off for Moscow. As you remember, I told you I went for Moscow just for 1 day. I was receiving telephone calls. Our trumpet player, Pasha, he's originally Russian. He was calling me, dude, we need to do that. Please call Tanya. Tanya is my wife. Just please let us arrange this Google Drive with all materials in English as soon as possible, and we start to select. So now it's a huge Google Drive with ideas, with finished records, blah, blah, blah. So the main goal was a band, real bloody band.
That's good. It's only awesome to have frontman who takes responsibility for his musicians. It's amazing just what they're to say.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next question. Actually, I want to share some more information about you as well. Although we're talking a lot about you being a part of the band and you being with the band, which is called Nogu Svelo, and this is a huge part, major part of your life. Also, you do have you collaborated on other projects as well, and just let me share with our audience some of the projects that you worked on. Pokrovskiy, who is sitting on my left, took part in making the anthem for 2014 Olympic Games in support of these Olympic Games in Sochi, the Russian city, in 2014, just a few years ago. You want to just tell us how who did you work with and how did it come out?
Well, it was a funny day. I was supposed to sing a couple of lines because it was multiple artists, and the day I was in the studio, I lost my voice.
Oh,
so I was singing
right before that big performance.
Yeah, I don't know what performance are we talking about, because there were a couple of performances of this song. One of them was a strange event, like it's called presentation of Olympic symbolic logo or whatever. It was on the Red Square.
That's pretty big.
Sorry for my English. Actually, in Red Square.
Yeah.
But the song was being recorded like several months before, so I was just called to the studio and I lost my voice, but I sang somehow. This is what's funny about this.
Did you feel that you did well at the end?
Yes, I did, because I'm professional. Yeah.
No questions asked anymore.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next thing then. In 2006, which is 12 years ago, your group, Nogu Svelo, won Best Soundtrack in MTV Russia Movie Awards for the song Going East.
Yeah.
Or in Russian?
Russian MTV.
No, the name of the song in Russian.
Go East, идем на восток.
Идем на восток.
I translate like Go East or Let's Go East. It's actually, it's funny. It's a huge Russian movie. It's very successful. It was produced by
blockbuster.
But First Channel, Russian TV, First Channel. It was created for cinemas. But the producer, who owns blah blah blah, is TV channel Russian one. It's like here,
national, it's
NBC,
like
whatever.
Like
ABC
national television.
Huge channel. So, but to me it was like funny. It was a period of very very close collaboration. 2 years before that, I took part in two Survivors. You know, you remember
yeah,
the show,
the game,
Russian
correct.
version of Survivors, 2 seasons of Survivors.
The Last Hero, it's called.
It was called in Russia. It was called yes, The Last Hero, but it was bought, like it was a franchise.
Licensed.
Yeah, licensed thing. So I participated twice, and then I was called to part the song for this movie. So actually, the name of this song. It's called Let's Go East.
Oh, Let's Go East.
Let's go east. It's not like we are going east. But what I love about that, because go east, so to me it's like go west, guys. So I was
I
always,
see, like...
yeah. Russians, they don't understand who I am. My dear Russians, because you know I started to officially support gay people on Russian TV like about 6 or 7 years ago. It's not dangerous to me, but I'm a weird dude there. So like even to me writing and performing the song for successful major Russian movie, I was referencing myself while translating. It's like, wow, man, go east. It's almost go west.
We almost forgot to mention the name of the movie. The name of the movie is Turkish Gambit.
Turkish Gambit, about Russian-Turkish war.
Yeah.
But it's a part of history. I don't like to talk about war, but it's like a historical movie. It's okay.
Yes, 19th century.
Yeah, it's okay.
events.
My daughter would say it's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys.
And let's listen to that song.
Снова с востока таинственный ветер подул. Молчит полумесяц, и снова идут на войну Петербург и Стамбул. Висит старый месяц, не хочет проклятый никак превращаться в луну. Он слушает песни, печальные песни о тех, кто томится в плену. Жизнь висела на волоске, шаг и тело на скользкой доске. Сталь хотела крови глоток, сталь хрипела, идем на восток. Барабаны, но злые османы сдают и сдают города. Свистят ятаганы, но в небе туманном зажглась молодая звезда. Разбит неприятель, а подлый предатель сыграл свой последний гамбит. Молчит полумесяц и вслед уходящему поезду грустно глядит. Жизнь висела на волоске, шаг и тело на скользкой доске. Сталь хотела крови глоток, сталь хрипела, идем на восток.
Go East.
Right. That's the song. That is the song.
All right.
Okay, a lot of Russian stuff, and I'm just thinking maybe next song if we play something like some of our latest product, maybe a little more traditional for Americans. We have. I started to work with American producers. I started to work in England, and you guys told me about Vincent Clarke, who has his show. It's so interesting because I produced a couple of songs with the gentleman whose name is Martin Ware. He produced something for Human League.
Oh, wow.
Before the end.
Heaven 17.
And Heaven 17 is actually his band, not only his band. Also, he produced, I would say one album for Erasure.
Oh, really?
And one of my favorites was Always I Wanna Be With You.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And he told me about that Vincent was working, and maybe now, so in his huge studio with analog synthesizers, and this particular sound it's so unique. And Martin, to me it's Martin, like for Vincent, Martin, like Marty. And he told me that story, like Vincent created this sound, and Martin, how do you feel? Okay, it's a great sound, but maybe you can do blah 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 blah. I don't remember the story exactly. I don't want to to change the story, but he told, okay, Marty, could you give me some time, get some work, 30 minutes or maybe 1 hour? Martin says yes, and after that, Martin says, I am back, and he just kills me with this amazing sound. So it's kind of been a little bit close to this part of history about our culture. It's me. I always was in Eastern, actually in Western music, so Western music. So
Right.
I'm so happy to be here, and if we could play now something, it's nothing.
Small world as well, right? How everything is interconnected.
Yeah. So it's Rockin' Horse.
Is that?
Let's play. So Russian alphabet. I mean the original version. Edviq producer Edviq.
Edviq.
With V.
V. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. So
No
the original version was produced by Brett Cox from Atlanta. Look how I say. I don't say Atlanta. I must Atlanta. From Atlanta. Brett produced Russian alphabet, the original version. Now we are about to play you "We All Fall," produced with Brett too. So just take a listen, please.
We all fall, but you're the one I call. So don't leave me alone. Don't leave me. Everybody's got a demon to fight. These demons keep me from losing my mind. Every now and then I lose control. It takes everything I have for me to hold on. When you get the feeling, fight. Go against your urge. Try. Everybody's got a demon to fight. If you let it win, it's taking your life. We all fall, but you're the one I call. So don't leave me alone. Don't leave me. We all fall, but you're the one I call. So don't leave me alone. Don't leave me. Save me now. Come on, save me now. So many things are testing my will. If I testify, do I need to appeal? Somehow I always seem to justify it, but when I do that, it's an internal riot. When you get the feeling, fight. Gotta turn your back. Try. Everybody's got a demon to fight, and I let this fucker beat me too many times. We
And that,
Okay.
Hey!
and that was We All Fall by Nogu Svelo. And Max Pokrovskiy, frontman of the band, is at the studio at MakerPark Radio on Staten Island.
Yeah, and producer Brad Cox from Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Well, he's in Atlanta, but we on Staten Island in New York. Yes, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy we started to play more contemporary songs because, but guys, I love your choice because when you choose something from our past, it's so important. I'm always tired
To listen to
yeah,
also.
with that, but yeah. But it's cool that
But I
you
mean, it's your legacy. Like, as far as I see it, this is like we love your classic songs, and we had to play
yeah,
the classic, the
right.
songs that made Nogu Svelo pretty much. That's how I feel. And this particular song is very, I'd say, different from what I think you know produce most of the time. It's a lot more vocal, more more of how to say, choruses growing.
It's funny because when I create a melody, it's just a melody. But when I work with the American producer, it's like it's an Americanized version of the melody created by guys with Eastern European origin.
Yeah.
You know, it's so da 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 da. Yeah. It's like this. I'm exaggerating, but still.
You have some melodies which are by your geolocation are more like certain
Harmonies. That's the word I was
certain
looking for.
harmonies
Like
are
the way you put harmonies in that song,
Yeah.
just so like enhances your vocal potential. Even I'd say.
Great. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, seriously. Absolutely.
Yeah, from that perspective, I know what the next song will be. So, all right, I have an idea.
All right, so introduce the next song.
Okay, so the next song was produced with two very talented guys from LA, Michael Carey and David Walsh. It's called Rockin' Horse. Why, baby, don't you sleep every night? You rock my horse. You rock my horse. Oh, baby, let's not sleep. Turn down the lights. Just keep rocking my horse. Like bees making honey, springtime bunnies. All night, that's the way we are. There may be bills to pay. Life may get in our way, but life can't turn off our hearts. Why, baby, don't you sleep every night? You rock my horse. You rock my horse. Oh, baby, let's not sleep. Turn down the always on the line, cause we are working overtime. Can't stay awake behind the wheel. Doctor says get some rest. Mom says your life's a mess, but they can't change the way I feel. Why, baby, don't you sleep every night? You rock my horse, you rock my horse. Oh, baby, let's not sleep. Turn down the lights, just keep rocking my horse. I see you everywhere I go, and when these halcyon days are gone, we will still be rocking on. Like bees making honey, springtime bunnies, all night, that's the way we are. There may be bills to pay, life may get in our way, but life can't turn off our hearts. Why, baby, don't you sleep every night? You rock my horse, you rock my horse. Oh, baby, let's not sleep. Turn down the lights. You rock my horse, you rock my horse. Why, baby, don't you sleep every night? You rock my horse, you rock my horse. Oh, baby, let's not sleep. Turn down the lights. You rock my horse, you rock my horse.
And that was Rocking Whore.
Horse.
Horse.
No, it was.
Oh,
no,
sorry,
whore.
Whore.
Very big difference.
Yeah, big difference.
man.
Sorry,
Very
sorry.
big
That's
Crucial difference. I'd
lost in
say.
translation, guys.
No,
Yeah.
it's an innocent song. No,
Yeah,
Rockin' Horse.
right. Sorry. Well, it happens sometimes.
Yeah,
On live radio, we can't hide it. But let's move on.
Chocolate happens,
Yeah.
as we Americans like to say. Chocolate happens.
Well, let me just come back to some of your elaborations with other people and some of the projects you're working on. So we now know that most of the time you're spending with your band, which is Nogu Svelo, but at the same time, in parallel, sometimes you engage in solo projects or other projects with some prominent and well-known DJs from Europe, and you named some of them like Martin Weir, also Stephen Hogue.
Stephen Hague. Steve is American. Is American, but he moved to England.
He's a producer.
Long
right?
time ago. He's a producer.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Just to name the just to name the bands that he worked previously with. So for some of our audience, like
he did something for
Pet Shop Boys,
Pet Shop Boys, some production, maybe some mixing.
Aha,
he did. I
and
forgot.
New Order.
Right. So when we talk about my solo projects, it's not like solo. I did something. I just started to travel.
Yeah.
So there are two very important countries in my life, in my musical life. This is the United States of America, and this is the United Kingdom. So I started from England. I worked with as we mentioned, beautiful producer Martin Weir, Stephen Hague, and one mutual song we're about to play now. I also produced something with DJs, that's right, and I was happy to take like maybe fourth or some place in upfront chart of New Musical Express with some remixes.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, it was. It's not a commercial success, but it was a very, very important to me. So then I moved to America. But those years years in England. I didn't live there. I just was visiting from time to time, but it gave me a lot of experience. And if you remember, we started our conversation. Our second or third song was Harumamburu,
Yes.
which is on gibberish rather than some particular language. So. And if you remember, I told that all Russians, we thought we were a very new band. Nobody had known us before that. So they all was thinking that we are like a foreign American band or a British band. So part of our success is based on being based on Western point of view, writing wise, I would say. So it's important to me to start being a part of the world process rather than only Russian process. So actually we can play Shopping. It doesn't sound as contemporary as the previous, for example, couple of songs, especially Will Fall. We were playing two songs before, but it was a period of time. It was a beautiful collaboration. So guys, if you don't mind, let's play.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Mom will make your morning coffee like the adverts on the telly while you're waiting for your boyfriend. Check your lipstick on the pavement after buy a fashion statement. Get ready for a lovely weekend. All you need is coffee, cash infusion flowing. Everyone go shopping. So intoxicated, your new life is waiting. Virgin check-in Friday morning. Business class can get so boring. Wake me when we get to Berlin. Photo session, keep your focus. It won't be long until your next purchase. The changing rooms are calling, come in. All you need is coffee, cash infusion flowing. Everyone go shopping. So intoxicated, your new life is waiting. All you need is coffee, cash infusion flowing. Everyone go shopping. So intoxicated, your new life is waiting. All you need is coffee, cash infusion flowing. Everyone go shopping. So intoxicated, your new life is waiting. All you need is coffee, cash infusion flowing. Everyone go shopping. So intoxicated, your new life is waiting.
And that was Max Pokrovskiy, the title of the song Shopping.
Shopping, Edviq is asking me. So Shopping did have kind of place, like position in the charts.
So it went to charts in,
yeah,
in the UK?
in British, yes, up front chart of Musical Express, or maybe the Musical Express. And the most successful song was Infinite Highway. But we didn't play it now, but we can find it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So now I hear it, I love it.
I mean, I can totally, see that song, that track, charting anywhere in the UK because it's very, very European feel to it.
Yes, and that was a kind of success, but not massive because one needs to live and to be fully engaged in the process. I was just traveling from Russia to England during that period of time, and it's actually very difficult because you stop paying attention at your market, at your and I needed to go back to Russia to be concentrated on Russian things too, because otherwise, you lose your day job.
Right, marketing and audience, so you have to, kind of keep your followers.
Yes,
following you.
Right. And
much.
What's important? We are getting much better in Russia now, but I did realize, like a year or two ago, that I need to pay more attention to Russia because I was paying have been paying. I'm paying now a lot of attention to the US things, and especially now because you remember I told you now I have a band here. But it's important, guys, stay to stand when your foot stands on one continent and another on the other. It's not real.
It's not easy.
It's not real easy. It's doable.
I mean, I think it's manageable more or less, having all the technologies what we have now.
Right. There is no problem to talk to. When I talk to my mom, it takes me just press one button, like whatever, Facebook. Hey, Facebook, what's with our video, by the way?
Exactly.
All right.
We actually need to tell our listeners that Facebook sometimes cuts off the video feed because they think we are playing somebody else's content, but in this case this is our own original content, but they still think this
They don't care.
They don't care, right? So if you lost the video feed, we are broadcasting live from multiple locations. You can go to makerparkradio.nyc and the video will be right on the first page. Also, if you really want to follow us, you can download an application from Apple Store, from App Store. Just search for MakerPark Radio, and then you'll have our own app. Also, you can find us on TuneIn. Look for MakerPark Radio. Just go to tunein.com, and you'll get the audio feed. So we just were talking about continents, lands, and the next song is called Brotherland. Do you feel like would be on time to play?
Yes, that's perfect time. I'm so grateful to Howard Benson, the producer from Los Angeles. He works with POD, Orianthi, My Chemical Romance, Skillet, maybe one zillion more names, and he was inspired about this idea, Brotherland, about the idea of the guy moving from continent to continent, like permanently, So this is one of tracks created with him. Let's play it.
Wash our brothers. Just one nation, never changing. It's part of you and I know you're watching. I know you're waiting. I'm leaving you for the last time. Over far off hills, I see my brotherland, and as time goes by, I miss my brotherland. Just one nation, never changing. It's part of you and I know you're watching. I know you're waiting. I'm leaving you for the last time.
It seems like 100 years ago, I bought a one-way ticket out of my brotherland. On the neon stars and the electric moon, I made my way west on fire, entered the diesel-fueled sea, and never returned home.
Just one nation, never changing. It's part of you and I know you're watching. I know you're waiting. Now I've left for the last
What a song! What a song!
Yeah. Excellent. Gorgeous.
Thank you, guys.
Brotherland. And for our listeners, we trying to define what kind of musical style this is. We trying to find one good genre, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty. If you can give us some ideas, would be awesome.
Give us definitions.
Give us the definition.
Right, I would be very grateful because through the years, they ask me a question, what style do you do? I say, ask somebody else, please.
I think it's hard for composer, producer to define their own style.
Maybe
Oftentimes, I think.
maybe what I'm about to say, maybe it's a little bit or even extremely self-confident, but I would say there are people who work from the, how to say in Russian, I don't know, the form, the style is the thing that defines one's mind. But if that persons, they do work for the style, and I would say they are slaves
Slave to the style.
to the style. If you do not depend on the style, it turns, on the one hand, it turns more difficult to you, because it's very, very difficult to people to, to understand who you are, what style are you from. But if you use the styles only like as tools, it depends. I use the styles. I spent many years, and it started when I started to travel to England. I love electronic music, and I produce so many things, and they are weird. I was mentioning a couple minutes ago, Infinite Highway. I produced kind of remixes for this song. I don't know how to find him. There was kind of like mailing out in England, special companies, they do that, and they collect famous DJs feedback. I remember something sad about this remix of mine by Paul Oakenfold. I was so praised.
Oh, wow.
This guy doesn't remember me and doesn't remember the song. It happened a lot of time ago, but it was kind of. I had never done that before, but I started to do something electronic. But we play so many live songs, and as you know, I'm a bass guitar player. It's weird, but I don't play guitar. I don't play guitar, and people always they feel offended when I say, "Oh, guys, sorry." They ask me, "Hey, Max, can you perform something? I take guitar and sing a song." I can't do that. They say, "Oh, you are lying. Why do you disrespect us?" I say, "No, no, guys, I do not disrespect you. I just do not play this bloody guitar."
Give me some bass, I'll do it.
Yeah. Give me some bass, and actually can do this with only bass. Doesn't matter how full this it's okay. I do with the bass.
Yeah. We can all sing along to the bass for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
We can dance to bass, that's for sure.
Right.
Okay, so the next track.
The next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back. So when we started our experiments very, very early, Nogu Svelo, we started to sing English that years, but this song is in German. It's called Fräulein. It's the idea was like young girl. She's coming to her first visit to, let's say, women's doctor, and all nation. Hey, Fräulein, like good luck, dude.
Yes, Fräulein, los, yes, Fräulein, los, das ganze Volk ist auf die Steuer. Jetzt, Fräulein, los, das ganze Volk ist auf die Steuer. Jetzt, Fräulein, los, das ganze Volk ist auf die Steuer. Jetzt, Fräulein, los, das ganze Volk ist auf die Steuer.
Very cool song.
Thank you. I was singing along, and I hadn't sing the song for a long time, so how difficult it is to take the breath. Yes, Fräulein, los, yes, Fräulein, los,
Yeah,
like this.
It's taken a lot of Fräuleins
to write this.
All right, let's move to the next song. The next song is called "We Wanna Show."
We want to show. The language is the instrument, is the tool, and they all sound differently. We want to show the next song.
You do it slow, I do it fast. You're my east, I am your west. I wanna show, I wanna show, I wanna show you, baby, how I rock and roll. Everybody dance now, everybody dance now. I'm your
So we sing this melody with the audience. Even Russian speaking audience are like, whoa, we wanna show. We finish all gigs with this song. It's like when we have encore.
I love that in your tracks you have a lot of interaction going on.
Yes, right.
That's amazing. I think
Right.
it's like part of your success, I think.
Yes, and like when initially I announced the song, at the gig, I said, "Hey guys, and now we are singing." For Russians, we're singing a song in English. It's called "We Wanna Show." Russians, what? What is this guy going to feed us with? And like as song was going, it was so increasing interaction. They started to sing along with us. Woo! It was good. It was good. It's now good. So again, we finish all gigs with a song.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's cool. While just to switch gears just a tiny bit, while you're here in the studio, is there something you wanna share with the audience about your upcoming plans? I know we kind of went over through your entire discography and all of the music that you've made in the past and some of the current songs. What is next? What is coming up?
Okay, guys, I'm happy to announce that, and I told about that multiple times. We have a band here, so please check Nogu Svelo, which is NOGU space SVELO and exclamation point. Look at our YouTube. You will find a lot of weird stuff. You will find a lot of traditional, maybe more traditional stuff. So I have a goal. I want to marry these cultures. I want to marry, and I want to be. I want my country, my first country, Russia, to be proud of me. And I was always like an alien at some point for Russians, and like Americans see me as like part of you guys. So I don't know, check the band. So as I say, we will be rehearsing a lot here. We will be doing gigs in English here, maybe starting early fall, or maybe late late fall, or maybe early next year, because I have something to do in Russia. We are doing our anniversary in Russia, so I will be very, very busy in November, but starting effective January, and maybe now we are doing more things. I continue to work with Matt, our beautiful producer, who I am making our new product now. He's based at, what is that, Greenpoint or Williamsburg, but I'm a Bushwick dude, so I know I'm I'm a Brooklynite now. So there will be more and more songs. We are doing a couple of good tracks for Russians, and now I just sent demo to one couple of radio stations to Russia. The new upcoming single will be in Russian. It will be called Erotic Dreams. But that's a lot of things. Check us.
That sounds good. Let's. We have some more time. Let's play some other songs.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to say it's not a finished record, but I looked at your reaction and you liked it. That's demo produced with the person I mentioned, too, Michael Carey from Los Angeles, and our co-writer David Walsh. David Walsh is known as a member of previously existed band, the Exis. No, maybe somebody knows. All right, so this song is called Turned Up. Turned Up.
Another day of stacking up, another reason to get out. Count in the house till I get out. I ain't the type to wait around. Just let the beat drop, everybody hit the ground. I wanna, you wanna, we're gonna party till the lights go down. Nothing's gonna keep us holding. Hit me with that sound. Raise your hands, ain't nothing bad tonight. Raise your glass, we gonna get you feeling alright. Let's roll down, it's gonna be a rager tonight. You know I just can't get enough.
get on top. Get on your seat, get on your phone. Just you and me, let's get away. Don't wanna go back home alone. Don't know your name, but that's okay. Just let the beat drop, you and me will hit the ground. I wanna, you wanna, we're gonna party till the lights go down. I love it, keep it coming, hit me with that sound. Raise your hands, you know, ain't looking back tonight. Bring your glass, we're gonna get you feeling alright. Let's throw down, it's gonna be a ranger tonight. You know I just can't get enough, so let's get on down. Let's get on down. Let's get on down. Down, down. Raise your hands, you know, ain't looking back tonight. Bring your glass, we gonna get you feeling alright. Let's throw down, it's gonna be a rager tonight. You know I just can't get enough, so let's get down. Raise your hands, you know, ain't looking back tonight. Bring your glass, we gonna get you feeling alright. Let's throw down, it's gonna be a rager tonight. You know I just can't get enough, so let's get done. Just can't get enough, so let's get done.
And that was Turned Up, the demo. And for the demo, man, this is pretty good as a demo. It's
Thank you, gentlemen.
yeah.
I think you have one of the best sound engineers. Like the more track I listen to you, like the recent ones especially, sounds fantastic.
Yeah, this is why I prefer. You know, I love a lot of bands, but if you ask me a question, which version of Rolling Stones do you like better? Like 1990, whatever, 70,
Right.
or like latest? I would always say latest. It's not like maybe I'm not cool with that, but this is what I like. I like contemporary sound. That's it.
Exactly, same here.
But it's I don't pretend that I am having always contemporary sound. All those records do sound contemporary. No, but I'm just, this is my goal.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of music that influenced you, can you name some bands that you are listening now and you've listened to before?
So wide range. Just I don't know.
Just give us
David
like
Bowie. This album Station to Station is beautiful. Electronic music. I love electronic music and I love Daft Punk, but not like this. We're all tonight to get. I forgot to get fun. No, man. Something else to it. This is song within. Many rooms to explore, but they all look the same. Pam pam pam. I am lost. I can't even remember. I'm looking for something. So what range? Dun dun who I am. Oh, so it's so great music. So, like, you know, I mentioned Rolling Stones. I love this lady, this queen of pop music, Madonna. I like better her period of time when she Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's hours to speak about it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's real
topic
hours.
for many shows.
That's cool. Well, besides music, I know you involved in a couple other things, and which was very actually close to me. You have some other hobbies, and for example, you like car racing.
Car racing, yeah, I did participate like about 10 years ago. I did some circle. How do we call it? Like not rally, not just
Like
yeah.
Race?
Just racing.
not drifting, right?
It's not drifting. It
No.
was like yeah.
It's just like a standard
I did.
racing. And the name of the team is I'm All Racing. iMall?
Just forget about it. Just
Just
a couple
not,
of teams.
not important.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Do you fix your own cars?
No, never. I don't remember when I have the gear. How do we call it in English? Gear,
The
like
stick shift.
okay, stick. I just when I'm in Moscow, my son meets me in airport. This is my car, actually, very Canadian Americans for FJ Cruiser. I don't remember even how to drive this car because I don't drive here a lot. Actually, I was driving a lot of. We rented a van for Canada, so I'm a driver. I'm not like I'm a singer. I'm not a like in Russian we say I'm not a reader. I'm a writer.
Oh, I see. You don't read
It's a
nothing.
Russian joke. Yeah.
You
I
just-
don't read nothing. Yes.
Well, and also you like horseback riding.
I do, and we have a video. It's kind of brand new now. Not actually brand new. A couple months ago, we released Samurai. So check Samurai. This song is in Russian, and I ride a horse there. It was shot here upstate.
Oh,
In
it
upstate,
was here upstate.
I
yeah.
mean here, almost here.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I've got lots of more questions, but we are short on
Okay,
time.
briefly.
Yeah.
I'll do briefly.
Well, my last, not last, my question for conclusion of this show will be, now that you're living in New York and you're, regularly traveling back and forth, right?
Right.
Also, you record your music now more than United States or in Moscow?
No, mostly here.
Mostly here. So when you go to record your songs here, do you feel that you are part of the local music industry, musical, like amongst the producers and local musicians, or do you feel you're still an outsider to the industry?
I'm always outsider. I'm always like lonely stranger. I'll always be an alien for all. This is what makes me musician. I'm a kind of part of community because I love music. I love this world. I was dreaming about being part of this world, and I respect everyone. I respect. If you listen to our song, we want to show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today, black, white, purple, blue, all of us Earthlings and aliens too. There are no races, there are no colors, we're all one world. So this is me being a part of community, but music-wise and songwriting-wise, I am just an alien for everyone.
Excellent. And that was Max Pokrovskiy at with his Russian band Nogu Svelo.
Russian-American.
Russian-American band Nogu Svelo at MakerPark Radio. This is Electrosteam Show. Along with me in the studio, my co-partner Edviq and Ed Ka, truly yours.
And actually, thank you for asking me this question because our last song is called Summer in the Ghetto. It was originally written in Russian. Лето в гетто. Лето is summer in Russian. So this is what I was talking about just a minute ago. For me, ghetto is our planet in a very, very good way. Our neighborhood, our city, our village, our district, our, country, continent, whatever. Ghetto in a very, very good way. So we shot this video. We did some frames, some footage, and Russian people, mostly Russian, they started to send us their footage, their homemade footage, how they spend this summer. So this is how we live.
All right. So long. Have a good weekend. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Не все еще допито, не все еще допето. Вы в Сочи на 3 ночи, а мы в Питер без билета. На ланче 2 мохито и порция омлета. Все остальное это доза ультрафиолета. Купается планета в лучах дневного света. А мы с тобой опять зависли где-то. На ланче 2 мохито и порция омлета. Это лето в нашем гетто.
Лето в нашем гетто. Сигарета.
История поширена, история забыта. Московская шпана и красноярская элита находятся в режиме постоянного транзита. Не все еще допето, не все еще добито. Купается планета в лучах дневного света. А мы с тобой опять зависли где-то. На ланче 2 мохито и порция омлета. Это лето в нашем гетто.
La 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 la.